My family had lived in Germany several generations back. My grandfather had opened a store right near the Dutch border. My father, he was well known in the town because he inherited the store. And so my parents really had no idea what was to come. The really bad story begins on Kristallnacht. I could actually see the men smashing the windows. The bad things and the bad restrictions, as far as I was concerned, was after the Kristallnacht. All the public places were forbidden for Jews. My father was forced to sell the business. First of all, he had to put up a notice to say, here is the Jewish-owned business, no Jews allowed. The business was sold, I guess, sold for pennies. Since we lived over the business, it involved also having to move our living quarters. Because that was even a problem, because people were getting scared. They were threatened even to be killed if they associated. But there was a family lived in the heart of town who were willing to take us in. The group in England had formed this called the Kindertransport, which took in groups of children. They had advertised in England for families, like foster families, to take some children in, and they had a big response. Somehow, my father was able to link in Germany with the group that was working with the group in England. My mother was crying, and the last that I saw of her was waving to us out of the window. The war had started in September, and there was no regular correspondence. We got 2 letters via the Red Cross at some time during the time that we were in England. One said we soon will be going on a long journey or something, and we read between the lines, because that was when they were going to be sent to concentration camp. And that was the last we heard. I was really sort of dreading the experience, but it turned out really to be very positive, because everybody whom we knew, who knew my father particularly, and through the store, was calling us and inviting us. And this friend who lived across the street, who had been a housekeeper or had helped my mother, had gone frequently, walked up to the outside of the house and threw over food over the fence. And that was so touching. She told me that story. Her mother had died in the meantime. And I told her that I wanted to go to the cemetery with her, to the grave of her mother, to say thank you to her.